Hey guys, Heather Mason 76 here, slash WhoGirl 2011 for some of you on the Lord Cat Mafia, or Radio Dead Air for that matter. I've recently been going through a few of my things. I've actually been getting rid of a lot of stuff. Spring cleaning, whatever. And I've actually found a lot of awesome stuff that I know for a fact I'm keeping, of course, but it's all going, you know, in an area for all my collector's stuff that I'm collecting. And I wanted to share some of it with you guys because I figured you all, since some of you like watching stuff that I post, like between like my streams for video games and stuff, you know that I'm a big video game nerd. So without further ado, a few things that I actually enjoy having. Especially today, I got something in the mail from an auction that I did on eBay, but I thought was really cool. It's one of the original Resident Evil action figures from, I don't even know when this was released. I'm pretty sure these only came out like in 99, maybe 2000. But it's the original video game superstar Resident Evil, and it came with Jill Valentine and the spider. I thought that was really cool. And of course they have, you know, the thing on the back. And she has like some flame thing you can add. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, right there. That you can put into the flamethrower that's over here. It's kind of interesting. You can shoot it. Of course, I'm never going to take it out of the box, but I think that's really cool. And then, of course, they have it where it's set up. You know, where like they have all this artistry and stuff. And then, of course, over here they show, you know, what other available ones they have. They have Chris with a dog. And Hunter with one of those bloodsucker things from the first one called a Chimera. And then there's an 8-inch Tyrant, and there's Forrest that's zombified, and another zombie. So those will be interesting. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to collect all the rest of them. But yeah. Also today, I ended up going to my storage unit, and it felt like Christmas. Because what I did was, when I moved back home, I ended up collecting over the time that I lived with somebody at the time. I ended up collecting a whole bunch of action figures. And I had to put it all boxed up, you know, put them in totes and put them in my storage unit, at least for the time being. But now I really want to start bringing them back out again. Like, I really want to start putting them on shelves or something. So I'm going to start trying to set up this room at some point to have where I can put a whole bunch of stuff up. Anyway, it felt like Christmas going through some of these boxes that I had back there. In fact, some of them are actually my Genesis games, which I really need to pull out and put on my media shelf that's over here. Anyway, so when I opened up some of these boxes, of course I couldn't bring everything home, but I decided to bring some of this stuff. So I decided to bring some of the Resident Evil action figures that I got. There's one here that I have that's pretty cool. It's Hunk. I thought that was really cool. I got that. I'm trying to even think where I ordered it. I may have ordered it online, but I'm not really sure. But that's a really cool action figure. And I really do like them being in this plastic, because they seem to, you know what I mean? You don't have to worry about glue or anything. Like, you actually have to cut them out. So as long as you keep them in the cases, they're pretty much safe. I also have Jill. So, of course, there's another Jill. So I have Resident Evil. This Jill, that looks kind of really like, compared to that one, it's kind of crazy, but that's pretty cool. So, yeah. So, and of course, she comes with a whole bunch of little accessories like grenades and guns and stuff, but, you know, again, like I said, I'm probably never going to pull her out. Let's see what else we have in here. Oh, of course, we have Chris. Good old Chris Redfield. So we have that. Of course, he looks really awesome. He doesn't have like this huge, ridiculous buff arms like he does in 5, but of course they show all that back, so that was cool. And I brought back one of my Leons. One Leon. Mind you, I have like 3 or 4 of them in my storage unit. I have the special edition RPD outfit, one that was only released at Comic-Con. Of course, that one's still in my storage unit. And the one with the jacket, but this is the one that I have without the jacket from Resident Evil 4. So I have that one. So I thought that was kind of cool. Still actually looking off and on for the ones for Resident Evil 2 for Leon. So, and then also on that note, talking about video games, I actually picked up this because it was actually on sale at Target. I got Professor Layton and the Unwound Future, so that should be really fun to play. Right now I'm kind of stuck on the DS game of Pokemon Heart Gold, and I'm planning to get Soul Silvers. And me and a couple of my friends, especially Ultima Mantoid and Zargon 102, are trying to switch Pokemon back and forth and trying to trade over certain games to try to get a certain stack of Pokemon set up for going against Elite Four and battling and whatever. So we're doing that right now. So I'm still going through Heart Gold at the moment. In fact, I just got new batteries for my Pokewalker, so I can start leveling up my Pokemon as I'm at work, because I figure that's pretty cool. So, got that. And then the other thing I really wanted to show you, where is it? Oh, here it is this. I've actually had this for a number of years now, probably almost over 10 years. And it was on eBay, like I said, probably about 10 or so years ago. And it's actually a Japanese book of Silent Hill. Now, this is just one little band that's on it, so I can actually take this little band off right here for Silent Hill. But if you look at the artistry is just awesome. Like, look at that. Look at that art. That's awesome, isn't it? It's either Cheryl or not Heather, but it's Cheryl or Alessa standing there, and of course that's the house for where everything had happened, where she was burned, in the house and whatever, where Dahlia and her lived, and Alessa lived. So I really think that's really cool. And then they actually have a huge pull-out map in the back. Of course, this is all in Japanese. And another interesting fact about this is in the Japanese version of Silent Hill, if any of you have ever played Silent Hill, when you go to the school, you have to deal with these little demon kids that walk around, like, wielding these little knives. You also see them in the alleyway when you first start playing, because they're the ones that attack you when you wake up from having that nightmare, or at least that's what Harry Mason does. And, in fact, this is really cool. I kind of like that cover, too, without the book cover. This is about Harry Mason, Silent Hill. It's really interesting. It's the award-winning author, Harry Mason. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, when you go through the book, like, for instance, like, they have all the characters and everything, and all the weapons, which is kind of cool. When you get through the list of enemies, the demon children that we have in the United States version is nowhere to be seen. In the Japanese version, they got these guys. The ones that show up actually in the second, I believe in the second part of the sewer system, when you go through the sewers the second time around to get to, like, the amusement park. Those things. Those are the ones that were in the Japanese edition that were in the school. So, that was really interesting to, know about. And, of course, those are the bugs, and then they had the really good artwork for the nurse zombies and the doctor zombies. And then, they had the tentacle. They even had, like, the cat, the larva, and then the stinger. I mean, they had all the actual names for these things. Hanged Scratcher. That's what the thing was called in the sewer system that you had to go through in the first time. And then there's one called a Wormhead. These are the ones, like, for instance, like, when you went to the alternate world, like, later in the game, like, instead of just the regular flying ones, you knew that there was something a little bit more off about them. These are the ones that they were. It was this one and this one. These two were the ones, like, the dog and the winged things that were coming after you. Those were the ones. It was really interesting. Then they had something called Larval Stalker and Stalker, which of course are the little ghost children that are pretty much walking around the school. And then they even cover, HP and everything for even the bosses and stuff, which is really interesting, I think, too. It covers a lot of really awesome stuff. Like, it has really good, like, drawings and artwork and everything. Of course, like I said, all of this is in Japanese, but it's still it's still really interesting to see all the artwork and how everything's put together and, you know, all the original drawings. Plus, not only that, but they actually have maps for each section. And I know Japanese, you really can't go buy this version because it is the Japanese version of the map. But most of the regular items that you do pick up in the game are all still in the same spots. In fact, like even the clues for some of the, like they even have the answer to some of the puzzles in here and there too, which is really cool. But all in all, I mean, the thing itself is just really cool. Like there's one at the hospital and they show like, oh, there's a nurse zombie here, nurse zombie here, nurse zombie here, doctor zombie here, doctor zombie. Like that's really cool, you know? Like, you know where everything is. In fact, this one shows, like, where the tentacle is, which is really cool. So, yeah, this book is really, really cool. Like, I've thoroughly enjoyed just randomly flipping through it from time to time just because, you know, nostalgia purposes. But it's still really fun, you know, to have something like this, you know. But, you know, like I said, just look at that artwork. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's seriously awesome, you know. They don't have that kind of stuff. And I actually have a DVD that's called The Music and Art of Silent Hill. It's called Lost Memories. I got that ages ago, and it was actually a import DVD, so, like, of course you couldn't watch it on your PS2, which, of course, was my DVD player at the time. This was ages ago. And so I ended up buying something called Action Replay Max. And that was the only reason why I bought it. Like, I literally only bought Action Replay Max because you could change your, the region codes for your DVD player on your PS2, so you were able to watch it. So I was able to watch it, and it was really fun. You know, I mean, it basically has the same kind of stuff that, for instance, like the Silent Hill Experience does on the PSP, if you have that. But it's still really interesting to go through, you know, just to see, you know, what they have. Like, they have, like, basically a lot of the tracks from the songs. I think you can play basically the whole soundtracks from the first to the third. And then they have a whole bunch of, you know, pictures that they go through as they're playing all the music. But then they also have all the trailers. They have all the, you know, all the release trailers, all the teasers from all the different countries, which is really interesting to see. And stuff like that. So that was really cool. A few other things I have to nostalgia about. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright. I have to honestly... Woo, okay. I have to honestly show these off because of somebody that I asked a question about for their Q&A recently that I've really gotten into watching their videos. His name is Yell Chaos. If you've ever watched his videos, you really should if you haven't watched them, because his videos are actually pretty entertaining to watch, and I really do enjoy hearing his say about certain, you know, about certain subjects and stuff like that. But anyway, I noticed that behind him, because he's a huge video game collector, I don't really collect video games. I just enjoy buying them and having them in my collection. But he is a video game collector. Him and Alpha Omega Sin, those two are just like, holy crap. But anyway, he had some Tiger games behind him on one of the shelves, and I wasn't sure if he had Bugs Bunny. And this is the reason why I asked, because I actually have Bugs Bunny. Oh. Mind you, I did have the front cover. It's actually still over there. It just keeps falling off. But anyway, this is Bugs Bunny. So, and it actually still works. If this shows, this will tell you how long I've actually had this. That says grade 2. Yes. I had this in 2nd grade. Probably even before that. And I used to actually play this during recess. So that shows you how much of a video game nerd I used to be back in the day, too. The other Electronic Tiger handheld games I have is, I actually have Beauty and the Beast, which is still in perfect condition. And so is Little Mermaid, which is still in perfect condition. I played these things forever. Like, they never got old. Actually, to this day, I still play them, which is kind of funny. Like, I can still... Like, everything's clean on the inside. Like, you can still play them without a problem. They still work fine. So it's really interesting. I think I'm actually going to throw some batteries in these actually tonight and play them again just for nostalgia. But yeah, so that was my video for showing off a few of my awesome things. Once I get everything else set up, this is only going to be part 1, but once I'm done setting up all the really awesome stuff that I have, I'll definitely be showing a lot more. So stay tuned for that. Till then, see you guys later. If you guys are interested in this video or anything else, please subscribe. Also, please follow me on Twitch TV on www.twitch.tv/WhoGirl2011. And you can watch my live streams there that I do of video games. Currently, I'm working on a few different ones between Parasite Eve, Silent Hill, Resident Evil series. So I'm kind of going through and dabbling in all different things right now. Most of it's all survival horror at the moment because of waiting for the Silent Hill HD collection coming out, Silent Hill Downpour coming out, and Operation Raccoon City coming out, and Resident Evil 6 coming out. So I'm trying to go through all those games right now. So stay tuned for that. Also, Let's Plays hopefully at some point here soon. I promise I'll get to them. Actually, me and Ultima Mantoid are actually currently working on a Borderlands one at some point with Zargon 102, so that should be interesting too. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, this is Heather Mason 76 / WhoGirl2011 signing off. See you guys later.